somebody accused this company of before. More hydrogen, better results for me. All sorts of celebrities that are promoting hydrogen water without having it locked, and the thing just kind of exploded. We decided to send it to a laboratory to get tested. Welcome back. Today, really excited. I got my hands on first look at the Echo Go or the Echo Flask hydrogen bottle. It's a flask, and we're going to be unboxing that today. I've been using it for the last couple of days. I'm excited to show you guys about this flask. But if you don't know and you're new, I'm recently obsessed with hydrogen water. I'm doing everything from breathing it, I should say hydrogen, because you're breathing it, you're not breathing water, which is great for your lung health, to putting these hydrogen tablets in my morning water. They dissolve very easily, and you get kind of the magnesium hydrogen, or Brown's gas is what they call it. I don't know why it's not focusing there, but maybe it'll focus here. There you go. And then also, if you don't know, we have done a few videos on hydrogen water. I bought a bunch of bottles on Amazon, and we sent them to a lab to see how good and bad some of these companies are that are promoting hydrogen bottles. Because a lot of people are complaining that they paid too much money for the hydrogen bottles and they got a cheaper one on Amazon. So we decided to send a bunch of those lesser expensive ones to a laboratory to get tested. And I'm going to post a video on that shortly so you can see the lab results. It's pretty astounding. In fact, it's no surprise this is unregulated, so a lot of people are not even producing any hydrogen and they're selling you a water bottle. So I'd be wary of some of these bad actors out there, to put it mildly. But Echo is not one of those companies. I actually really like this company. This is why we decided to promote this brand, and we sell this brand on the Swell score. We looked at dozens of other hydrogen water companies, and I think they make a very good product. They also make a larger machine called the Ultimate, which is producing hydrogen and alkaline water under your sink. They have an RO system that we really like, but they became well known for their Echo Go, which Gary Brecka and Dana White were promoting, and now they have a bunch of celebrities, Tom Brady. I guess they're now all sorts of celebrities that are promoting hydrogen water. In fact, many of them are actually bathing in hydrogen water. I haven't done that yet. It's a little expensive, and I'm not sure I'm ready to be bathing in hydrogen water. But I certainly try to drink as much of it as you can. I have a pitcher that produces a larger 500 milliliters at a time, but it's a lower amount. It produces 1 part per million. And I think to get more volume of hydrogen at a lower concentration sometimes is better for me. This new bottle is producing 8 parts per million, which is quite a bit more than their previous bottle, which was at 5. And it's also a little bit larger. If you look at this bottle, this is actually 12 ounces, and the other bottle was 10 ounces. So you still need to drink quite a few of these a day. I try to drink at least 4 a day, but if you want to keep pounding them every hour, you probably could. More hydrogen, better results for me. And so the other issue is this is still plastic. People complain that these should be glass, but you can't actually create the pressure that's needed without breaking the glass. So they used a high grade plastic that's actually a German plastic that has food grade and will not leach. And unless you're putting super hot water, which we don't recommend putting in here, any plastic, your water will leach if it's heated with the plastic. So when you get this bottle, it comes with its own charging plug and a cord, so you're going to have to charge it first. They included this because they had problems with the last one where people were just using different, I guess, amps, plugs, or bricks, and it would kind of burn out the battery. But so they gave you the plug this time. You're going to charge it first, and then you have to go through a clean cycle. Comes with a kind of a fancy LED screen. If you snap up on that, it should say play, or you'll see a big play button. And then if you click on the gears icon, you'll see it has dark mode, it's got clean mode, and it's got a way for you to pair it with your phone. If you want to use an app, you can use this with an app and run the bottle remotely from your app. And then it's got a power button. So when you first run it, you have to put vinegar and water solution in there to kind of clean the system, but you also want to prime the proton exchange membrane. The last bottle comes with a little bit of water. People complain, they're like, oh my god, someone else is using the bottle, but it's not. They tried to keep it wet when it was traveling. With this one, you're going to have to reprime it. So you get it wet and you're going to clean it with vinegar, and then you're going to put it through another filtered water and run it through another clean cycle. Also, I use distilled water in mine because I actually prefer to have the water distilled and clean without any minerals in it. But they recommend using purified RO water. You can also use any kind of bottled water if you want to do that. I don't like drinking from the bottle, so that keeps my my own bacteria from getting in here. But you can drink from the flask. I think this is intended to be an on-the-go device. It does get a little tricky in terms of locking the cap in. I did a couple cycles with this without having it locked, and the thing just kind of exploded. So you want to make sure that you have it pushed down firmly and you're locked in place before you run it on a cycle. Has some fancy lights. I'm going to I'll put some water in here and I'll run it for you so you can see. But it has, I don't really care about the LED lights. I don't care about the phone interface. I care about how much hydrogen am I getting from the bottle, and I do like that it has 8 parts per million, and it was tested by H2 Analytics, which is the independent laboratory that does our hydrogen testing as well. And so I'm excited. I think this is a great bottle. It's going to be in addition to all the other things that I'm using. The one thing I just want to call out is that, again, I breathe hydrogen, I use the tablets, and I drink hydrogen. I think you can get it from all different forms. And obviously, whatever you can afford it's probably best for you. These are the tablets are actually not so cheap either. I'll put the product in the description below, and you can see. But I think this is a really cool design. It's not manufactured in China, which everybody accused this company of before. Which I think almost all the bottles were manufactured in China. And just so you know, there are 1,200 studies on the benefits of hydrogen water, from athletic performance to cardiovascular health to gut health to anti-inflammation to antioxidative benefits. When I do a fast, I use hydrogen water, and I feel so much better doing a clean fast with hydrogen water. I happen to notice, this is just my personal experience, that when I drink hydrogen in the mornings, I get actually a much better movement, if you know what I mean. And I'm pretty amazed at that as well. So I actually am feeling better from this, but it's not a miracle. It's not like it's limitless where you drink hydrogen water and all of a sudden you're base jumping and running marathons and triathlons. I think it's a cumulative effect on lowering your inflammation and in healing your gut health, which is what I'm mostly focused on. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when you run a cycle through the bottle. But really, kudos to this company, Echo Water, for improving the design and the ergonomic kind of design of this bottle. I think it's actually pretty cool. This has a little gripper on it, so if you're in the gym or wherever, you won't sort of slip through your hands like the other bottle that was more metal. But let's just see. We'll go through the other descriptions that, the benefits of the Echo Flask bottle. Okay, here's a good question. What is the shelf life of the water after you make it? So I typically like to drink mine right away, but they do say if you keep it sealed, it'll last 8 hours. And if it's unsealed and exposed to air, it starts to dissipate. So I would say it probably is still effective for at least an hour or so afterwards, but I just like to drink it right away. I don't want it. I want all of the hydrogen, as much of it, to get into my stomach and through my blood vessels in my stomach. It'll be faster to kind of get into my system that way. So those are the specs. It can last up to 10 hours when it's run and sealed. You definitely are going to notice that if you run it for 2 10-minute cycles, it's a little bit longer. It's 20 minutes at a time. If you want that 8, or you can do it for 10 and get it for 4. So you can run it at a 10-minute cycle here at a time. 20 minutes is where you can generate 8 parts per million, but I don't know that you need to do that every time. If I'm on the go and I only have 10 minutes to run this through a cycle, I'm going to take the 10 minutes. And there you have it, the Echo Flask from Echo Water.